Once again, the American police have murdered a family dog, a friendly family dog, in front of its owner, and it has gone viral. And this time, the video is so heartbreaking, I don't want to show it to you guys. I'm not gonna show it to you guys. But I don't think I've ever seen anti-cop sentiment get so strong so fast. Not to mention, this all happened because of someone celebrating the Knicks' victory, so the kind of connection to a massive sports event has blown this story up even bigger. It's not just huge in politics, it's huge in the world of sports now too, and that is a whole different area of extremely dedicated, opinionated people. The LAPD was called to make a wellness check on a apartment whose neighbor called the police, and there was apparently a lot of screaming. Apparently there was a dog barking inside. These are the things that were reported. The cops showed up. They knocked on the door. They showed up with a lot of people, by the way, like 20 cops or something. A ridiculous response. They knocked on the door, and a woman opens the door, and the dog bursts through, because it is a pretty big dog, and if you've had a small dog even, you'll be surprised at how dedicated they will be to try to get out the door and say hello to, like, a delivery guy, for instance. But the golden doodle busts through the door, it pushes through the door, it gets out, and police officer pulls out his gun and shoots it dead. Mind you, the golden doodle is wearing, like, a cute little jersey and everything, and it died right then and there. Like, there was no saving. If there was any saving the dog, the cops did nothing to attempt to save it. The owner is on her knees crying, holding her dog, scream crying as you would be. And I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I cannot say, there's no scenario where I don't suicide by cop there. I'm not going to lie. Like, my dog's been shot and killed in front of me. Like, all logic and reason is out the window. It's over for me if that happens. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting shot too. It's just like, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. It'd be just as bad as seeing your child shot in front of you by the police. It's just, it's horrifying. The video is so heartbreaking. So, I've got a video here from one of the TYT offshoots that covers this, and I think the commentary is pretty good. I do think it's pretty good commentary, and I don't want to show you guys the video, so I'd rather show you guys this, because we get a few more of the important details and highlight some of the reaction to this story.
Championship, a family, they had their dog killed by the LAPD during the celebration.
Another massive L for the LAPD, by the way. For those who don't know, they are absolutely falling for it when it comes to the Reckless Ben and Bricks and Minifigs story. Currently, Reckless Ben is hiding out in Mexico, I believe, because the LAPD have agreed to work with the American Fork Police Department to put out a warrant for him and arrest him if he comes back to his town. Yeah, the LAPD is notoriously corrupt. Yeah, and they are now in cahoots with the American Fork Police Department to shut down Reckless Ben. So just this month, this is the second time the LAPD has done something that has gotten it a lot of negative attention online.
Let's go to it.
No, I don't want to show no, I don't want to. I'll play the audio. I will endure the video for you, okay? I know it's blurred, and she's covering the dog there with her body, but, like, this is the most I'll show you is, like, they had like twice as many cops here than this. And this is what, like, the apartment's right here to the right. The lady is here holding her dog. You can't see the dog, it's blurred, and she's over it, but everybody's in this sort of courtyard, and the cops are all discussing. None of them are attempting to help the dog, of course. I have a lot to say about this in a moment. I can't listen. Okay, I won't play the video. That makes sense. I won't play the video. Yeah, I don't want to upset people. I understand.
So sad, especially when you get the background. A family celebrating the Knicks championship win.
Here's the doggy.
At an apartment in Canoga Park ended with their dog being shot dead by the Los Angeles Police Department.
Like, I should say this, like, my dog, every dog that I've ever had, for some reason or another, has loved me more than anyone or anything. Like, I've always been every dog that we've had in my family's favorite person. Like, they go absolutely apeshit when they see me. They're always, like, wanting to be held by me or pet by me. I'm always just their favorite person. I think it's because I'm the one who likes to play with dogs the most. I just enjoy playing with dogs. I think they're adorable. I think they're fun. So dogs love me back. And Like the way that this story hits when you are really close with your dogs is just rough, man. And
Dog
such a cute
Jameson was a
puppy.
2-year-old golden retriever, St. Bernard and Poodle mix. The police department says the dog rushed at officers after they were called to check on a woman who was screaming inside a condo building on Jordan Avenue. The incident
She was celebrating, of course. She was celebrating. Um, I'm not gonna lie, like I genuinely think the kind of neighbors who call the cops on the person next door because they're being loud, because they're celebrating a sports event. Like I genuinely think the neighbor who called the cops on her deserves some blame. I'm not even going to lie. The neighbor who called the cops in the first place, that Karen piece of shit, deserves way more blame than I guarantee you she is getting. That like, I never talked about this before, but because when you're a streamer, you have to project your voice pretty hard in order for your mic to pick you up well and for people to be able to hear you properly. At one of my old apartments, there were a couple cases where I had cops knock on my door because the neighbors like called in a noise complaint, and I'm just like, oh no, nothing's going on. I'm a live streamer. I'm being a little bit loud because I talk into a mic. I'm sorry. And they're like, okay, it's a little late. Could you keep it down a bit? And I'll have to like adjust my audio for it. But it's never been any serious trouble. But it's always like, who the fuck called them? Who the fuck called them on me? Who did that? Because it's not a swatting. One of my neighbors did that. Fucking Karens, bro.
began just after 8 p.m. when a neighbor asked police to check on a woman who was screaming according to first responders. The dog's owner's son told Eyewitness News off camera that his mother had simply been celebrating the Knicks championship win and that Jameson was energetic but not violent. Quote, he's such a good dog, end quote. The woman can be heard.
Every dog is energetic when there's a knock at the door, by the way. Like the heart, even when you have like a dog that weighs 5 pounds, it is so like you have to pick them up, put them in another room, and then shut the door or put them behind a gate to keep them from crowding up on the door and slipping out between your legs. Like that's just like every dog is like that.
Heard screaming in the video from the scene. Put up the picture.
I don't. Oh, okay, this picture.
I want to provide some context for this.
The dog.
That dog
Man.
has likely been excited before and has likely been excited around strangers at some prior time. And that dog remained alive after those encounters of a bubbly personality that the dog had.
Okay, really quickly, fair warning before I give this take. If you waffles pancakes me on this take, it's an insta-ban, okay? If you try to respond to something I didn't say in response to this take, instant ban. Do not come at me in bad faith with this one. I am not defending the police's behavior here. But I often wonder, why do police get so scared of dogs? Like, I get it. Like, dogs could do some damage if they get to you, but, like, at the end of the day, it's like, it's not that big of a threat. Like it's a dog. Like, even this dog is not that big of a threat, even if it's ravenously coming at you if you have a gun. Right? So my question is, why do cops so often shoot dogs? Are they just evil monsters? And I don't believe that's the case. I don't necessarily believe they're like dog murdering monsters that just want to go out and kill dogs. What I think it is another practice in policing that's really fucked up and evil that puts police officers in the mindset to be afraid of dogs. It's police canines. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but police canines are generally German Shepherds. They're trained from very young to be very good at everything from sniffing out drugs to taking down fleeing suspects. And one of the ways that they train these dogs, well, partially it's that they're bred. Like German Shepherds are bred to have sharp teeth. Like if you look at the mouth of a German Shepherd compared to the mouth of like 90% of other dog breeds, I mean, their mouths make a pit bull's mouth look like the kind of place you want to reach into, like a cookie jar. German Shepherds don't fuck around. They don't fuck around. They have killer jaws. And the reason for that is they are specifically bred for the purpose of law enforcement. They're very often used by police. They have been bred for being police dogs, and they are trained to be very, very aggressive. And the way that they train them is by putting a police officer in what's called a bite suit and then sicking the police dog onto them. So, cop in bite suit. Let me find some footage of something I think like most cops. I think most cops will have done this before to train their police dogs.
It's a very thick burlap material. It's very difficult to move in. The newer suits that they're making now are a lot thinner. They still, offer.
I do not agree with the practice of police canines. I think at most they should be used for sniffing out drugs and maybe explosives. But the practice of sicking them on people, I mean, people kill the police dogs. Police dogs die in action because you're putting them in danger, and I don't think they can consent to that. I don't like that. I mean, I'm not a practicing vegan, so I guess I'm morally inconsistent, but I'm still calling it how I see it. I don't like it, and I also don't like the fact that this is basically training cops to see dogs as killing machines, because police canines are kind of killing machines. Like, they're not evil, they're not like murder monsters or anything, but if you order them to be a killing machine, they will die following your order. They will die killing as many as they need to. Like, they're machines.
Tremendous protection. However, they do allow the decoy to basically, I mean, it's a very...
So yeah, I wonder if like the amount of police that have either seen this or have done this with police canines, it just puts them in this mindset that if a dog gets them and they're not wearing that like layers and layers and layers of Kevlar, they're going to be fucked, And I wonder if that's what like puts the police in that mindset of, oh God, a dog is coming at me, bang, 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 until it's dead, right? That or just cops they just want to kill dogs. It could just be that.
However, the dog ended up meeting a cop. And that cop happened to be an LAPD officer. And that LAPD officer would have not done that at a barbecue without his weapon. But if he's at your house, the outcome is quite different. Jameson's owner, Marie Marciel, told Fox 11 News, quote, Jameson wasn't baring teeth. He wasn't growling. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't barking. He just moved towards the officer, end quote. Keep the picture up. When I first saw this story and I heard her comments, I said, wow, they treated your dog like an unarmed black male. And then I thought,
that I don't know if I like that comparison. Let's be careful about that one. Let's careful. Don't be rash.
Another thought after that. That's not correct. They treat unarmed black males like dogs.
There we go.
Both.
Man, it just the order of that really changes how that sounds, doesn't it? Fuck.
Scenarios should end with life, not death, because the officer was never threatened. There was no actual threat of life from this dog at all. The neighbor who called the police.
Sorry if I'm a little jokey. It's my only way of not either being angry or sad. We gotta cope, okay? Dog related stuff like this, I won't lie. It's a sensitive point for me.
Told Eyewitness News off camera that now they feel guilty for calling 911. But since
they absolutely should. They absolutely should. They were being a Karen. I don't believe that they thought there was some crazy thing going on. I think they were annoyed by the amount of noise through the wall, and it was late, and they just called the cops to shut the noise up. That's what it was a Karen moment. I guarantee it was a Karen moment. I promise you. What time would it have been when the Knicks won here in the West Coast? It would have been like 9 or 10 p.m. maybe. Yeah, I could see that being the
Silly
case.
Thought their neighbor was in trouble. This is a bigger policy issue. And I've talked about this before. It gets so insane sometimes. It gets so extreme in black and brown communities that when you do need the police, you have to really think about calling them or not, because you have to prepare for your life and people around you, their lives to be changed forever because the cops did something wrong.
Okay. I know that this is going to be the biggest truth nuke ever, okay? This is not even an anti-cop like ACAB take. This is just reality. Police officers' jobs is not to prevent tragedy. Their job, I know it's like protect and serve is like the motto and whatever, but like that's not actually how police procedure goes. Police are not out there looking to prevent crime. They might stop it in the act of happening, and they will certainly pursue it after the fact, but preventing crime is not on the job description for police officers. When you call the police, you are almost always going to make the situation deadlier than it already was. Like, they are not going to show up and diffuse a situation and stop something bad from happening. You're just accelerating things to that point if you call the cops into a situation. If someone is fallen on the ground and they're having a heart attack, call 911. If someone's been stabbed and they're bleeding out on the ground and the guys run away, call 911. But if two people are in an argument and it seems like they're about to fight, if you call the cops, it's probably going to end in both people being shot. They don't exist to prevent crime. They aren't like superheroes whose job it is to even come and set things right. That's not how they work. Once a crime has happened, they come and they deal with it. All the better if they're there when the crime happens and they're able to witness it and catch it on body cam, but it's more of a they pursue justice after the fact thing. So don't call the cops thinking you're going to stop something bad from happening. All right, that's just not like that. That's propaganda. Okay, that's not their job. That's not their job. They won't do it. You're just going to make things worse, generally speaking.
Or misinterpreted a cue, or shot somebody that should not have been shot. You have to now consider these things, even if you need the damn police. And it creates a hesitation for people who do. LAPD statement. They said
there should be hesitation. I'm not even gonna lie, there should be. Like, there should be, because too many people think that the police's job is to prevent crime and to stop tragedy, right? Like, that's not. It's not their job. In fact, the Uvalde cops weren't even breaking any procedure. Like, their procedure, their training is to hold corners and wait for the shooter to come out of a corner. That's why they were waiting for the shooter in the Uvalde shooting to just finish up with the people he was killing and to come out into the open so they could shoot the shooter. That's how they are trained to operate. They aren't there to stop they're there to stop the shooter in the act, but not, they're not swooping in like superheroes.
In a statement, quote, the officers met with the person.
The cases where it doesn't go that way are the cases where one of the cops is like, I can't live with myself, and goes in and deals with the shooter. I've seen that happen, but the police procedure is to hold angles. That's what they do.
Reporting who directed the officers to the apartment unit. The officers contacted the resident in the apartment unit. While speaking with the resident, a large dog was by its side barking at the officers. They continued. The officers asked her to secure a dog, and the resident closed her door momentarily. She reopened the door, and the dog exited the apartment. Once outside of the apartment, the dog charged at one of the officers, resulting in an officer-involved shooting. End quote.
We really just have the officer-involved shooting. Shut the fuck up. We really, sorry, not to him, but like to the statement from the police department. It's an officer-involved shooting. They have that blanket statement for all shootings that involve a police officer. It's just the most broad umbrella term ever, where they don't have to include any details when describing the situation. It's a PR. That is a phrase invented by the police for PR. Officer-involved shooting. OIS. That is a PR made-up word by the police departments, I promise you. Anyway, folks, pretty enraging story, but I felt the need to speak on it. So, if you did like my coverage, if you liked what I had to say, leave a like, subscribe and ring the bell icon to see more from me. Comment down below to give the video a boost in the algorithm along with your like, and, consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website or over on YouTube, as I do make these videos, record them, stream them, and edit them all on my own. It really does help a lot. But as always, thank you for watching.